Hey there, Spyder RT owners, Brandon here with Slingmods.com, and today we have our dual color LED floorboard lighting strips for the 2020 and up Can-Am Spyder RT and RT Limited. So if you haven't noticed already, the floorboards on the 2020 Spyder RT models are quite large, measuring in at a whopping 23 inches long. So we felt, since the floorboards were so long, that they offered the perfect opportunity to bring in some LED lighting for both visual appeal as well as safety. Which is why we partnered up with the team over at TricLED to bring you guys our first ever dual color floorboard lighting kit. This kit features two LED lighting strips, one for each floorboard, that offer a bright white running light that turns on with the ignition, as well as integrated amber turn signal functionality. Now, these floorboard lighting strips not only look amazing once installed, but add a substantial safety element by increasing your likeliness of being seen by other motorists while out on the open road, from both a side profile and while changing lanes. Now, safety is important, but so are looks and ease of install. So each strip is encased in a patent-pending smoke tube design that blends in with the floorboards when the ignition is off, and each kit is 100% plug and play. So today we'll be starting out this installation as if you've already installed our 1-to-2 front fender power harness kit. Now, this 1-to-2 front fender power harness kit is required for installation and is sold separately, but if you haven't installed this already, I'll link it for you in the description below. Now, if you have already installed it, then you'll have an easily accessible 3-pin wiring harness that looks like this, and will be used to power this mod. Now let's get started with the install. Now start by removing the rubber floorboard pad by lifting it straight up and off. Next, test fit the LED strips starting at the front edge next to the brake pedal and continuing around the bottom edge of the floorboard, making sure not to pull or stretch it out. Then, thoroughly clean the service area with an alcohol prep pad and let that sit for a minute to dry, before going over the same service area with the included primer wipe. And once that's dry, peel back a small portion of the protective backing tape, line it up with the corner and bottom edge of the floorboard, and then press down firmly to adhere into place, peeling back small sections of protective backing tape as you go, and making sure not to pull or stretch it out along the way. Now add a little dielectric grease to both ends of your extension harness and plug it into the LED strip. Then run the extension along the top of your frame bar and forward to the power harness at the front of the bike under your A-arm, zip tying it up to secure it in place. Again, the manufacturer recommends adding a little dab of dielectric grease to all plug-and-play connectors. This will help to protect the connection points from corrosion that can develop over time. First, you'll plug in the included Y harness that looks like this into the 1-into-2 fender power harness we mentioned earlier. Now you'll notice that once it's plugged in that you now have two connectors coming off the Y harness. One is a 2-pin connector and one is a 3-pin connector. You'll plug in your blinker module that looks like this into the 3-pin connector. Lastly, you'll connect the 2-pin output on the blinker module to the 2-pin extension wire you ran from the floorboard light. Now, if you've already installed one of our dual color lighting mods, such as our dual color A-arm kit, then you've already installed both the Y harness and blinker module during that installation. Now, since one blinker module can support several dual color lighting mods, you won't be using the Y harness and blinker module for that particular scenario, but instead we'll be piggybacking off your existing blinker module with the new 1-to-2 power splitter that's included with this kit. So simply unplug the 2-pin output on your existing blinker module, then plug the single end of the 1-to-2 power splitter into the output of your blinker module. Next, connect one of the two open connectors to your previously installed lighting mod. And lastly, plug the final connector into the extension wire coming off your new floorboard LED lighting strip. Now, once you've completed the wiring installation that corresponds to your particular scenario, turn on the ignition to ensure the boards illuminate and that your turn signal functionality is working properly. And if everything looks good, turn the ignition off and comb back through your wiring, making sure that it's all zip tied up and out of the way of any and all moving parts. Then you can reattach the rubber floorboard pad by simply pressing it back down into place and carefully pulling on the little rubber tabs underneath. And then repeat that same process for the other side. You've now successfully installed your new Spyder RT dual color floorboard lighting strips. Now, if this is a mod you'd like to see on your 2020 and up Spyder RT, then be sure to head on over to slingmods.com today or click the link in the description below to grab a kit for yourself. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so I can keep you up to date with everything Spyder. I'm Brandon, signing out. Till next time.